actually, this is interesting. I wouldn't say that I got addicted. I was warned a lot by the doctors that I was so young taking these very, very intense opioids, and they would warn me about getting addicted. But there was always a part of me that I always felt the come down, and it always kind of, I think that's the thing that really made me not want to take it unless I actually needed it, because I didn't want that come down. I always felt really bad.
How do you feel that sharing about your story can be of benefit to other people?
For me, the main benefit that I see that can maybe inspire is really the fact that we are not hopeless, and we're not helpless, and we don't have to be a victim in our own lives of everything that happens to you, even health-wise. It's just interesting to understand that your life really is your own responsibility, and it always has been. For me, the most inspiring thing that I can share is that no one is helpless, no one is hopeless, and no one is a victim of anything and this is a big topic too, because it's not absolute. Nothing is black and white. But you really can take charge and change your life in the deepest, most real way. Like, you really can, if you have the right tools.
In particular, what were the health challenges that you experienced, and how did they come to be, and how did they, take shape in your life, and even shape your life and mold your life during the period that they were present? And would love to just have that foundation.
I'll try to stay on a more surface level, just going through, kind of the external manifestations of those health issues and how they affected my life. Almost the first time that I got my cycle, my period, was I had a hemorrhage, so a cyst rupture on one of my ovaries. And this was kind of the introduction into womanhood for me. So not an easy start. And it pretty much happened almost every month, every second month for almost 10 years. And I was quickly put on medication for pain. They actually diagnosed me with endometriosis, very advanced endometriosis, when I was, I think, 17 or 18. So I went 5 years without knowing what it was. Like, it was just, all they could tell me was that I had cysts rupturing in my ovaries. Like, they would just grow and they would just rupture, and I would have hemorrhages and just incredible agonizing pain almost every month.
How did you cope with that? What was working for you, if anything, and what wasn't? But what were sort of the strategies that you were employing to coexist with that companion?
The interesting thing is, actually, it became so rooted in who I was in relation to myself. So the interesting thing is, when we're growing up, especially, I think through when you're a teenager, you're kind of figuring out how to relate to yourself. And so how you see yourself, and also how you see other people, how you relate to other people. What's my relationship to them? What are the roles that we're playing? So that goes along with human nature a lot, and the social needs that we have, this need to belong, to be approved, to feel safe. I honestly wouldn't say I was coping. I think I was surviving, but I wouldn't say that I was living. And this is one of my favorite things to really express, because I really think that a lot of us are surviving. I really don't think a lot of us are truly living. And I just think for most of my life, because I'm still very young, so that was most of my life, I was just surviving and just passing time as best I could, like just escaping.
What is it that led you in this experience that you were having and put you on the journey towards sitting here as you are today, talking about it in the past tense, or sharing your experience with us? What happened that created an opportunity to break this cycle?
What really changed is getting out of high school. I won't go through exactly what happened in my life, moving away and everything, but life kind of put me in a place where I just wasn't surrounded anymore. And I did kind of isolate myself a lot. Like I moved to Panama, a different country. I didn't know anyone. I didn't have my family around. And I was kind of confronted, not kind of, completely and utterly confronted with everything that I had created in my life, because we are creators. And yeah, I mean, it was a game changer for me to not get that attention and to really ask myself, wait, this is my life? And it just changed everything, because I didn't have the attachment that I had to this, and the actual consequences that this illness was having in my life, like blocking me from pursuing my passion, which has always been the ocean diving, marine biology, all of that. This illness was completely blocking me from this.
What came next, right? How did you build on that awareness and do something about it?
I think what really came next was a switch in the balance. Like, up until that point, the need for attention and the need to belong and the need to be like everyone else and do the things everyone else was doing was kind of a little bit over the health, taking responsibility for my life and the health. It was still a little bit more, but the accumulation of just being in such a hopeless, helpless, alone state, confronted with what I had created and what I had reinforced for so long, just being confronted with that slowly made the balance switch.
What was the role that your mom played, or, in reaching out and connecting with her? How did that play a role in kind of taking the steps that you did?
But we've been talking about it for a long time, my mom and I. Like, this has been our life for a long time. And so she basically, now the way that I see it is that she saw me go through all of this, and she was just, in the beginning, she really was pushing it. She was just saying, try it, like, just read a book, do some practice, I'll teach you some movements, just try it. And this was the yuan gong qigong movements, but at that time it was still Yin and qigong. So yeah, she was trying to like teach me some moves. I remember being just in a ball on my bed, crying and screaming, and she would say, "Get up and push the mountain," like, like do these qigong exercises. And I just wanted to punch her. Like I was so angry with her that that she didn't understand. This is the thing. She's actually one of the only people who didn't really give me that attention and like the victimhood that I was looking for.